I want to know something. Did I miss something? But when did Carmelo Anthony become the Fat Joe of NBA players? Where Fat Joe got a take on everything with hip hop, while Carmelo Anthony got a take on everything with basketball. Yeah, I know he just happened to be on the banana boat with Chris Paul and with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. And I know that his career, with the trajectory of everything that went down, but he seems to have a take about so much. Now, there's interestingly, he wants to get his jersey retired by the Knicks, but Walt Clyde Frazier says, no, I don't think so. Carmelo was boasting, as I did a video about boasting about his impact on the Olympics and being the face of it, and I laughed. And, yes, he got into the NBA Hall of Fame, 10-time All Star. I know his numbers, and yet I almost want to put an asterisk by it because it feels incomplete. To me, he was he could have been, I'll say this. You know how, listen, I'm a Miami Heat fan, but let me take my bias out of everything. I didn't have no problem with LeBron James coming to Miami. I think I had a problem with the fact that he put his head between his legs and crawled back to Cleveland after that owner, that plantation owner, Dan Gilbert, called him every name in the book, and the fans burned his jersey, and he's like, I'm going to go back home. I think the fact that you acted like, that you made yourself a hired hand. Carmelo Anthony would have been the perfect James Bond for that role. There were a lot of opportunities, I still say, with Derrick Rose in Chicago. I think they win a chip if he just goes there and cherry picks and plays with Joakim Noah and Luol Deng and Boozer and them. I think they go to the final because that's what they needed. I said Memphis with Zebo and Gasol. He missed his calling, but being the star player without really being a star, there's a reason why when the Nuggets retire the number 15, it ain't going to have your name on it. It's got Jokic. Because the reality is you're about forgotten. And somebody got to tell Carmelo, just like how Fat Joe likes to put himself in all of, oh yeah, you know how Fat Joe's like Puerto Rico would discover hip hop, and now Carmelo's claiming some of his heritage, even though we saw Melo on them, what was it, on Twitter, Baltimore, throwing up them signs like J.R. Smith. We ain't gonna talk about that. We not gonna talk about what you identifying with, how you got selective vision, Melo. And the fact that you're gonna be part of the NBC team with Grant Hill, Tracy McGrady, Jamal Crawford, and Vince Carter, the No Rings crew, the No Personality crew, and Reggie Miller gonna be on the end. Like, yeah, okay. You keep getting a gig, and we don't talk about Lala. We moved on. We don't talk about stuff no more with you. But you sure making yourself very visible with your shades on. You the international superstar. We don't even remember what you were great in college. And I remember that defensive block. Remember how you played. And you got robbed out of rookie of the year. I'll give you that. But George Carr was your best coach. You squandered that in Denver, and you went to the Big Apple, and then you became a fashion guru. You and Amari Stoudemire were doing runway modeling and hanging out with Tyra Banks and Naomi Campbell, all that, and Tyson Beckford, but you forgot about the basketball court. I've always thought that you was distracting. You always like doing this all the time, but it didn't. No. But now you're like the Fat Joe of the NBA. You got a story and you got so much to say, and I'm like, where's this coming from? Because I like it when cats act like you didn't see them play. Now, if you're about, let me do the math. If you're 20 and under and you didn't get to see Carmelo, and you might take him for what he is. See, I like it when people grow into their personalities for what they were. Like Charles Barkley stayed consistent. But Melo now all of a sudden he's become some kind of like he's better than he was and more entitled than he was. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone in this. You let me know though. But I want to know, when did Carmelo Anthony morph into the Fat Joe of the NBA where he just becomes centralized? Yes, congratulations on Hall of Fame. I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, because you got numbers and but there's always something missing with your career. It's like I got an asterisk that just comes out the sky when I see you. Yeah, you were pre Kevin Durant, and I'm not talking about cherry picking on teams or moving here and there. I'm talking about your style, and you get more respect. You get as much respect as Braun and as much respect as T Mac and as Durant, but you didn't finish what you started. Kind of like that Paul George syndrome, James Harden syndrome. Guys like that always have asterisks by me, but they can get in the hall, I guess. You eventually, it's like an Oprah car giveaway. You get in, you get in, you get in. But do I really want to hear the mellow takes and thoughts? Not so much. Let me know what you think, though. I'm dropping the mic on this. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share the video if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.